Happy Monday once again, everyone. Bryan Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties with your first Monday market moment of July, your first Monday market moment of the second half of the year. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Is the second half of the year looking at a market shift? Well, maybe we have seen a shift in the market, or is it a shift in the market? We'll talk about what that means in just a moment. First, let's look at the current stats. Right now, we have 6,015 homes for sale throughout the county. Big drop of 274 from last week. Median list price $919,500. We'll find out why there was a big drop in just a moment. The average days on market 55. Pending sales 2453, down 40 from last week. Median list price $899. Average days on market 34. Both of those are the same as last week. Months of inventory, 3 months. So that's higher than it was the week before. And the general rule is if it's less than 3 months, it's a seller's market. If it's 3 to 6 months, it's a balanced market. So is this the shift we're seeing? Are we more in a balanced market versus a seller's market? Well, there's some other stats to point out that bring that to question. Here is the chart showing the total actives and total pendings. You can see the big drop in the total actives, fewest homes we've had on the market in a few weeks. Not a whole lot of change in the pendings. How many homes came on the market last week? Well, we had the holiday, so you expect that there wouldn't be a lot, and that's true. 633 homes came on the market, drop of 261, sizable drop from the week before. Median list price $905,000. New pendings, 376, no change. So fewer people were putting their homes on the market because of the holiday, but the same number of people actually went into contract. So we saw more buyers out there than sellers. Median list price, $949,450, higher than it was the week before. Average days on market, 31. New pendings listed within the last week, 16, so 4%. New pendings listed within the last 2 weeks, 153, 40%. It was 35%. So shift in the market, more of a balanced market, but fewer sellers, more buyers, and homes selling faster. Kind of a mixed message. How many homes closed last week? Well, we saw 420 closed last week, a drop of 26. Not as big of a drop as I expected, less than 10%. Escrow companies were closed on Friday. The county recorder's office was closed on Friday. So we only had 4 days. So we had 20% fewer opportunities or days to close escrows. So not a huge drop, which is good. Median list price $982,000 and lower than it was the week before. Median sales price $960, also lower than it was the week before. That's a bigger discrepancy as far as the median list price versus the median sales price than we've seen in a while. We've seen a lot of median sales price higher than median list price. We've seen it very close, but this is the biggest discrepancy we've seen in just a bit. Average days on market 34. Increase of 6 days. Least expensive sale, third week in a row, Borrego Springs, $185,000. Most expensive sale was in La Jolla. Look at this sales price, $12,202,020. Someone likes their twos. Here's a chart showing new actives and new pendings and new closed sales. Look at the new actives. Fewest we've seen in I don't know how long. It's been quite a while. Again, because of the holiday, so that's expected. But the number of homes going under contract was not expected. I expected that to be lower, and I expected the closed sales to be lower too. So mixed messages on are we seeing a shift in the market? Here is the chart showing median list price, median sales price, as we discussed. Here is the balance of inventory versus demand. This is from Stephen Thomas's most recent reports on housing from about a week and a half ago. And you can see the different price categories. And we've shown this chart before. Right now, in the 0 to 750 category, there's actually much more inventory than demand. And most of those homes are condos. Usually condos are priced cheaper. So last year, 92 days was the expected market time. Now it's 102. So it's expecting to take longer. Condos taking longer. They're having a little bit of tough time because of rising HOA dues and assessments and things like that. But then you have the 750 to a million, and that's the hot spot. 25% of the demand is in that category. 20% of the inventory is in that category. That's why you've gone from 90 days last year, expected market time, to 75 days this year. And then it's fairly balanced as far as a million to a million 250, 13% of the demand, but 11% of the supply. So more demand than supply. And again, a big drop in the number of days it's expected to take those homes to sell. So some of these categories, we are seeing lower expected market times, which is good. So again, some mixed messages on what the market's doing. We'll have to wait maybe a couple weeks and see which trend emerges. Last thing I wanted to show, and this is also about, is there a shifting market? Distressed homes. Get a lot of questions about, okay, are we seeing more short sales, more foreclosures? Short sales and foreclosures combined comprised only 1.3% of all listings and 1% of the demand, most recently, according to Stephen Thomas's report. So 25 foreclosures and 49 short sales are available in San Diego County. Small drop in the bucket for a total of 74 distressed homes on the market, but it is up 5 from 2 weeks ago, and last year it was 32. So more than double the number of homes. Now, more than double of 32. It started out as a small number. 74 is historically a low number. So I don't think we're seeing a huge shift in the number of distressed properties coming on the market, but we will have to watch and wait and see how that plays out. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. If you have any questions about this information, feel free to give me a call, text, or email. Happy to help. Next week, we'll have Stephen Thomas's most recent reports on housing, and let's see how inventory and demand and market time are looking then. Hope you have a great day, a great week, a great month, and I'll see you next time.